Okay, hello. I am Heather Myers. I'm the director of the School to Career program here at the Washington County Chamber of Commerce. And I am talking today about how to present yourself at this hiring expo or at any other hiring event that you may be facing soon. So, first, we'll talk about the hiring expo. It's coming up on May 6th of 2020. We're having a special time set aside in the morning for students from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. That's the time when our employers are going to be expecting to talk to students, and they will be able to talk to you about full-time, permanent, entry-level starting careers or summer jobs if that's what you're looking for, part-time positions, flexibility, but they'll know who their audience is at that time. So they'll be ready to welcome you as students at that time. We expect to have more than 70 businesses there, and it's a wide variety of opportunities. So, what we're asking is that you come prepared to get hired. And this conversation is intended to give you some of those tools to help you do that. So, the first thing that you're going to do when you walk in, you're going to have to meet someone. You're going to have to introduce yourself, say something about who you are, and ask them for what you need. So, the first tool that I wanted to give you is what we call the fabulous first impressions. So, this is a short, persuasive, memorable, personal introduction to who you are. This is the toolkit. We're not going to go through it all right now, but I want you to have this. This is going to be available on the School to Career website on the Resume Builder page. So, as we talk about what a fabulous first impression is, what I want you to develop is a 30-second, this is who I am, this is why I'm cool, you should remember my name. That's the whole point. It's like an elevator speech, only even just a little bit shorter. So you're going to want to tailor this to the audience that you're talking to. We're going to talk about job interviews today, but you want to also practice talking to a variety of people in different situations. So, things to remember once you have this all in your brain and you're ready to introduce yourself is that you don't want to rush. You want to speak very clearly. You want to shake hands if it's appropriate and smile and make eye contact. So, as you go through and use this little toolkit on your own later, the first thing to do is to go to the what do you want to say about yourself section. And you want to give yourself 5 minutes to answer these questions. Who are you? What have you been doing? What are you good at? What makes you special? And what is your objective? So think about that. Take time, write that out, whether you handwrite it or type it. Answer those questions, but don't go over 5 minutes. This isn't an essay. This is something for you to help you be ready to talk. So after you've got that 5 minutes of question answering done, then what you want to do is grab a little, I don't have a traditional colored Post-it note, grab a little Post-it note size piece of paper, maybe an index card, no bigger than that. And you want to spend 5 minutes condensing your answers to those questions down to a Post-it note size. This is going to take you 5 minutes. If you write in your tiniest handwriting, that's fine. This is a note card for you. No one's ever going to look at this Post-it note. So take a minute and make it what you need it to be. Once you have your Post-it note done, the next thing you're going to do is grab a friend, a parent, your mirror, and practice your pitch. What you want to do is be able to say the things on that Post-it note comfortably whenever you need to. So you want to practice this, and it's a little awkward at first, but if you practice it, and I have on here a target of 10 times a day for the next week. If you say it even just to yourself over and over, practice will make this permanent, and you'll never be at a loss for words. You'll always have something to say when you meet somebody new. And that will give you a level of comfort that it's going to make a real big difference in your life. And that's what we want, is just for you to have that level of comfort. On our website, we have the STC Resume Builder. And there's also a tab on our website that you can go down to in the same area that you look for career events. Um, and on there, there's there's a list of questions for you to ask that will result in a beautifully formatted resume that will get emailed back to you. So I know a lot of you have already done this. I've seen thousands of them go through, but if you haven't yet, go ahead and do that. This is the resume for my dog. She's a good dog. You will see that it comes back with her name in big letters on the top, her email address, and her phone number. It talks about education first, because you are a high school student. This is your full-time job. You are not supposed to be doing anything else right now that's anywhere near as important as what you're doing at school. So this is top, front and center. This is who you are right now. So make sure that you put some stuff on there that explains who you are, that says why you're special. And that category is called coursework of interest. You can take the title out if you want, if you need space because you have so much to put on there, but make sure you include some stuff about what's important to you at school. And that might be, a higher level class, an advanced math class, or AP or IB coursework. It might be your auto tech shop. That's an important thing that sets you apart from other people. It could be the fact that you are really interested in you and the law as a course. Anything that is exciting to you, that shows a higher level, or that applies to whatever you're putting in an application for, that's what should be at the top of your resume. The next thing you can put in is skills and abilities. And we'll ask you about what that comes out looking like for you. It may be that you are bilingual. And if you are bilingual, make sure that you say here what languages you speak and how well. If you can read and write in another language, by all means, put that on there, because that's an exceptional level of bilingual ability. So, that's something that's going to be important. It's going to make a difference when you're applying for jobs. They're going to really want to see that. So be proud of your bilingual abilities. Even if you're just conversational, that's super helpful in a lot of situations. So make sure that that's on there. If you have your driver's license, that should be on there. If you have a food handler's card, that should be on there. If you are a computer programmer and you can code in Python, that should be on there. It may not be represented in your coursework. If it's something that you're passionate about, if there are tools that you can use, all of those things are your skills and abilities, and not everybody has them. And that's kind of, this is what makes you cool, is the things that are on your resume that you love. You're trying with a resume, not just to show that you meet a level of requirements. You're also trying to demonstrate who you are, why you're cool, what they should remember about you. In your activities and awards section, if you're in band or debate or soccer and you have a position that, is a leadership role, put that in there. If you don't and you're just participating, still put that in there and talk about the hours that you put in every season being a productive part of the team, because teamwork and commitment and responsibility to show up are all really important career skills. This is part of what will make you an amazing employee, and your employer potentially will really want to know this stuff. Finally, your jobs and volunteer work. If you have actual paid work, get it on there, and don't just put the title on. If you run the cash register at McDonald's, talk about your ability to count back change, your, how they trust you to report at the end of the day the financial dealings that the business went through. There's a lot of things that you can say. If you're a babysitter, you're responsible for the health and safety of the kids. You're responsible for meal prep. There's all sorts of things that are important about these jobs. Regardless of what the job is, make sure that you're bragging a little bit. This is okay. This is the place to brag about yourself. So That's what we've got going on here. That tool, again, is the resume builder. It's on our School to Career website, or you can get to it by typing in bit.ly/ all caps STC and then all lowercase resume builder, or this QR code will take you right to that screen to ask those questions. Okay, so some quick tips for applying. One thing that I want to remind you of is that good body language is key. It's very important. So come in with a smile and keep your resting face a happy face. You know, if you rest and you look scared or angry, you know, this is not the time for that. Keep, you know, just a little smile on your face all the time and stay focused on the person that you're talking to so that they know that they have your attention. When you shake hands with someone, this is the web of your hand, the space between your finger and your thumb. You want to bump webs with the other person. So as you reach in, you want the web of their finger and thumb to connect with yours. And then you want to shake, not too firmly, not dead fish. You want a good, comfortable handshake, and you shake just long enough to say, "Hi, I'm Heather. It's nice to meet you." And then you get out of there. That's all you have to do. There's no crushing, no squeezing, no other touching. Just a quick handshake, bump the web, and get out of there. So when you introduce yourself, make sure that as the other person introduces themselves to you, you repeat it so that it gets in your brain, because it's super easy to forget the name of the person you're talking to if you don't really make a conscious effort to remember that. So when they introduce themselves to you, then after you say, "Hi, I'm Heather," then your response is to say, "Hello, Jane. It's great to meet you." So that you know that your mouth has said that word once, and you can say Jane again when you're in a later part of the conversation. So also, as you're talking, whether you're sitting or standing, keep your body posture open. Keep your shoulders back, your head up. Don't cross your arms. We're not protecting ourselves from anything. We're opening. And so make sure that you're also kind of mirroring the body posture of the person that you're talking to. If they lean forward, they're interested in you, and you should lean forward as well. So just kind of, watch how it goes and stay natural. Don't, don't overreact. Just stay open. Go with the flow. So I know everybody comes into every interview a little scared, a little freaked out. So I want to give you the tool of the power pose, the fake it to the make it till you make it feeling. And this is 2 minutes away from anybody else. This can be in the bathroom before you go in your house before you sit down for the call. And depending on what feels right to you, you do Wonder Woman. You put your hands on your hips, your feet apart, and you just stand there and feel powerful for a minute. Feel that change in the flow of energy in your body. Or if it's a victory thing and victory feels more natural to you, get your arms up and get your body feeling that positive, I can do this energy. Because if you look to yourself like you can rock it and you feel like you're going to rock it, you're going to be okay. So take a minute to fake yourself out. Be sure that you do that. It's really helpful. Finally, prepare for the worst, and it won't be so bad. The scariest interview question that anybody has ever asked me or anybody else is a behavioral question. And they want to see that your behavior in the past is how you could be expected to behave in the future. That's why they ask these things. It's not a trap. They're actually trying to get some information out of you. So it doesn't have to be a spontaneous response. When they say, "Tell me about a time that you really disagreed with a teacher," I know that's a panic moment. That's an, oh no, the teacher said I got a bad grade and I didn't feel like it should have been a bad grade. And, it's a scary moment. Those questions, have you ever missed an important deadline? Those are times when you feel like maybe you were threatened or you failed. And that's what they're trying to find out about, because we all have these moments in our past. So get one of those ready that you're okay to share. And, another thing that I think is important to tell you is that this doesn't have to be the most heartbreaking moment of your life. If they tell you, if they ask you, tell me about a really difficult time in your life, you don't owe it to them to tell them about the death of a relative. That's not the kind of thing that they're looking for. And you don't have to spill your guts and make yourself feel terrible to tell a good story. That's why I want you to prepare ahead of time with something that's appropriate for work, something that reflects you and shows you as a star. So that's what I want you to remember. Think about a story you can tell and feel powerful. So the STAR method of answering these questions. The first S is for situation. The T is for the task. The A is for the action that you took, and the R is the results. So, situation. My situation is I turned in a paper that I thought was very good, and I got called in. I got given a C, and my parents were on my case, and it clearly was not the level of work that I thought I'd done. And so the task that was required of me was that I needed to go in and talk to my teacher and figure out where my communication and hers had missed and how we could get to a better resolution than a poor grade on the paper for me and my parents being disappointed in me. So the action that I took was I scheduled a time with my teacher. I sent her an email, made a time when she had 20 minutes to sit and talk with me. And then I took a copy of my paper in and I sat down with her and I said, I feel like this is better work than my marks showed. How can we figure out what went wrong here and where I didn't understand? And then as the two of us talked, we realized that I had answered the wrong question on the page, that I had answered the example, not the actual question that she wanted answered. And so we were able to work together to give me credit for the question that I had responded to, because I had misunderstood what was asked, but she agreed that my response had been very good. So by going to my teacher in a calm and professional way, making sure she had time to talk to me and that we could resolve this from both of our positions, the result of my action was that I actually wound up with an A on the paper because she agreed that I'd done a great job answering the question that I actually tried to answer. So do you see how I took this difficult situation where, it could have been really emotional and scary and stressful in the time, and it boiled it down to the situation, the task, the action that I took, and the results. And I came out looking like a star. So that's the kind of a situation that I want you to be ready to present, because every job interview is going to ask something like that. There's going to be something where, it's tell me about a time that you were on a team that didn't work well. There's going to be something. So think about a few different scenarios and how you would respond to that. It should be, a 2-minute story, and it should make you look like a star. And if you're prepared for that, that's the worst question that you're going to get asked in a job interview. Everything else is going to feel very friendly and comfortable and getting to know you. And so if you're ready for the worst, nothing else is going to be that bad. So the other thing I want to leave you with is that in addition to the Hiring Expo, we have the Works internships coming up. We're not ready to post them yet, so keep an eye on the website. The details are being finalized, but there are going to be paid internship positions that will start at $15 an hour. They'll include a bit of project-based work on top of regular entry-level duties, and they'll include a professional development series of classes and some networking over the summer. So keep an eye out for those. Those are also going to be posted on the Washington County Chamber website on the STC page, the School to Career page, under the Works tab. So keep an eye out for those. I look forward to seeing your applications to that kind of thing. And that's it for this presentation. I hope you feel ready to get out there and apply for some stuff. So thank you.